Hello everyone and welcome to Real Health. My name is Michael Porter and it's always wonderful to be in your company again. Now, pregnancy is a beautiful journey, but it doesn't come without challenges, from morning sickness and high blood pressure to fertility struggles and postnatal depression. While many turn to conventional treatments, some are looking for gentler, more natural alternatives. And one of these options is homeopathy. Joining me now is Dr. Monika Stransky, a practicing homeopath and iridologist, and we are going to together explore how homeopathy can support women before, during and after pregnancy safely and holistically. Monika, tell me, in terms of homeopathy, how is this approach different from conventional medicine, and why is it a good option to be looking at?
Right, so homeopathy is a very gentle form of medicine. It's made from either plant, animal or mineral substances. It's very diluted, right. So there's no actual toxic substance left in the remedies, which means it is safe both for pregnancy, babies, children, etc.
Right.
No side effects, basically. Whereas conventional medicine is quite restricted in terms of what they can give pregnant women. There's very few substances they can use. I mean, when you're pregnant, the main remedy you hear about is Panado. Take a Panado.
Yes.
Most things are not safe. They have not been tested in pregnancy.
Okay.
So that's probably the main difference.
And I mean, obviously, that gentleness around it is what you want, because you just don't want your baby getting exposed and bombarded with all sorts of chemicals that are going to potentially do damage down the line.
Absolutely. So what we're trying to do at all times is balance the body.
Right.
So in a way, homeopathic remedies are kind of like an energetic form of medicine, because it's with the dilution and what we call percussion, which is a format of energizing the molecules within. It's giving you the energetic element of the remedies.
Right.
So every substance on this planet has vibrational frequencies. We're carbon atoms, vibrating at various frequencies, as well as plants, etc. So when we're ill or when something's wrong, our frequency is off. So it's like having a radio with static. Shh. You're needing to find a plant that has a similar frequency that can bounce you back to health. And that's kind of what we're doing. So it's not harmful to us, to babies, to anything. Very gentle and absolutely can be used in a variety of areas. So in like early stages of pregnancy, for example, the hormonal levels are hugely elevated from non-pregnancy to by the 3rd month of pregnancy. It's dramatically elevated, and that's what causes the pregnancy nausea. Mm-hmm. So obviously you can do all the regular stuff. You can have ginger tea, you can have a little meal before you get out of bed, but there are various homeopathic remedies that are specifically going to help as well.
Okay.
The problem is I cannot give you the names of them, because there are, like, let's say 15 remedies, but they are individual, so we're all different. So if I have pregnancy nausea, it's going to be very different to another woman's nausea.
Okay.
And the remedies are tailor-made to you. So you figure out what are your specific symptoms and find the remedy that then work for you.
Right. So it's really, you're going to consult with the mother, you're going to find out what are the challenges, what are the experiences, and then deal with that by prescribing exactly what
they need, which is why you do need to go see your local homeopath.
Yeah.
So you need that professional assistance to find the correct remedy.
Absolutely.
That's always the best way.
Let's go back a step just a little bit earlier in terms of the fertility part of pregnancy. I mean, that's something that a lot of people in the modern era struggle with because of various lifestyle influences. Where would homeopathy help in that instance?
Right. So homeopathy is all about holistic approach. So we're looking at the entire body. We're looking at the balance within the body. So when you go to a homeopath for fertility issues, they will ask you questions from head to toe. You will be sorted out in terms of your pH level. You'll be sorted out in terms of your hormonal balancing, your filtration systems, because if your filters aren't working, rubbish can't leave the system. Mm-hmm. So you need to have balance at all stages. So the nice part about homeopathy is it doesn't need to stand alone. It can be used with other modalities, whether it be your gynecology, or your midwife, or even going to a chiropractor, whatever. You can utilize all these modalities together. It is not it doesn't stand alone. You don't have to just use homeopathy and nothing else, otherwise it won't work.
Yes, yes.
So,
and I think in pregnancy in general, you're going to be looking at the holistic side of things from a perspective of what you're eating, what you're exposed to, your stress levels, all of these, and then you bring in the homeopathy and your gynecologist. I mean, you're looking at a team of people who are helping you to keep things in order or get things in order.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, I am not qualified to deliver this child.
Yes.
So you need that person on board who will do that element. I'm just helping support the journey so that it is as smooth as possible.
Right, right. And in terms of a pregnant mother, would she come to you at the onset of any symptoms of something, or through the pregnancy, would there be a few times that she maybe checks in with you to let you know how things are going and you can monitor and assess?
Right, so they can do either or. So I work with quite a lot of midwives, and what they would do is they would see their midwives, and when they have an issue, such as the nausea, cramps occurring, or whatever it might be, they will then send them to me, and then I will sort them out. I do like, in my practice personally, I have something that I call a labor preparation or a pregnancy cocktail, which you take from about 32 weeks, so it's in your last trimester. And that one, I then like people to come to me so I can explain what it does, how it works. And that's literally to prepare the body. So it's called labor for a reason. It's hard work. So you wouldn't go climb Mount Kilimanjaro without training.
Yes,
so
yes.
Why would you try and go through labor without some kind of prep work? So what the homeopathic remedies do is they look at all the things that need to happen in labor and they prep the body for it. So the muscles, the uterine contraction, the smooth muscle tissue needs to be well toned. So there are remedies that you can give to tone smooth muscle tissue.
Right, right.
There's remedies that help dilate so that your cervix can dilate properly. There's even tissue salts that we add in to help with things like the emotions, because hugely important in that last stage. Emotions in pregnancy is actually the one thing I see most people for, because in the early stages you're elated because you found out, hopefully you're elated because you found out pregnant. Could be the other way, but then you have the emotions of now suddenly realizing you are pregnant. And now it's all the things, so many people end up renovating, moving in pregnancy because they haven't got the space, the financial implications. Then you got to speak to your boss about getting leave.
Yes.
There's all these emotions. So you need to support the woman through that. And then at the end stages, it's that reality that this baby actually has to come out.
Yes.
And the way it comes out is not going to be
it's not always easy.
Not always easy. Exactly. So those are all the stages that you can support through.
And then Monique, obviously post-birth is another stage that's part of pregnancy. I mean, you've got the emotions that happen postpartum, you've got breastfeeding, you've got settling into a new routine. How do you then use your remedies to support the mother in that part of the process?
So that's probably the stage. So I see them through pregnancy, but I don't see them consistently normally, unless there's a problem. If it's someone who's got an autoimmune disease or something and they're really struggling, I'd see them monthly, but otherwise you see them when you need to. Post is more likely that you're going to see them, because that's when things happen like the actual breastfeeding. Have they got enough milk? If not, you can give remedies to increase milk supply.
Yes.
Are their nipples cracking, which is very common, especially first time? Is there mastitis, milk ducts that are blocked? Can you help that? There are remedies we can give so you do not need to go on antibiotics, because obviously if you go on antibiotics, they're now in the breast milk.
Yes, yes.
So you'd ideally not like to do that. As well as other things. I mean, you might have developed piles or hemorrhoids because of the pushing, to support that. If you had an episiotomy and it's not healing nicely, you can give remedies to help heal that. Then there's the actual baby itself. Is the baby colicky, which is likely. There are remedies you can actually take through. So for example, just a little side thing, a lot of mums find that the babies in that last trimester, or second to last trimester, they find a lot of hiccups in baby.
Right.
So baby's now larger and you can actually feel the movement, and hiccups are like a kick, but they're very rhythmic. Like a hiccup. Hic, and it's usually the head that is then hitting you, and it's very rhythmic. If you find that your baby is having lots of hiccups, it's usually an indicator that the baby is swallowing amniotic fluid, which it needs to do to develop and mature the digestive system. But if it's getting hiccups, it means it's struggling a little. And it's an indicator that it might have colicky tendencies after. But if you take the tissue salt, number 8, Meg Phos, which is not harmful, anyone can do it, once a day through your pregnancy at that stage when the hiccups occur, it helps the maturing of that digestive system. So there's less likelihood of colic later.
Okay.
But obviously if there is colic, then there's homeopathic remedies to help the colic, you through the colic. Cradle cap, also, all those little niggles and things, and emotions, as you mentioned, the postnatal depression.
Absolutely.
Hugely.
And always lovely to feel supported. Somebody looking at these little things that are happening and saying, well, here's a solution, try this, work with this. Because I think moms often feel a little bit on their own, and there are so many things that can help them through the process.
Absolutely. And I mean, pregnancy is an amazing journey, but it's not an easy one.
Yes.
And I think often you feel like you can't complain because you've got this miracle of life in you, etc. So you need some support. You need someone who you can go and say, these are my laundry list of complaints. What can we do about them?
Absolutely.
Because it should be an amazing journey. And if we can negate a lot of those niggles and things so that you actually can enjoy the journey, that's the aim. That's
exactly.
the aim.
It's supposed to be beautiful. So, Moni, thank you so much. Some very interesting stuff there. And also, I think great for moms to know that there are alternatives.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.